How's Barlow feeling?
He's better today. He had his surgery yesterday at 9 a.m, was out yesterday afternoon, so he couldn't wait to get home. Feeling better today, but obviously will be sorely missed.
Obviously there's a lot more that is behind it than a physical thing. How does the club go about supporting him mentally as well?
Yeah, I think with Mick, he's had the experience of some really horrific injuries over his time, but our player development team will certainly give him the care and support he needs. I think for Mick, it's making sure he's involved in the club as much as he can be. He's been a great leader for us on field and off it. He's in as part of our leadership group, so we'll find him a leadership role when he's able to get back to the footy club.
What does that involvement look like? Will he just be a kind of behind-the-scenes guy, or what will he actually be doing?
Yeah, I think mainly that. He'll also be there to support his teammates and also to help support the leadership group. And even on game day, we might even find a coaching role for him. His influence has been significant since he's been in our footy club as an on-field performer, but also as an on-field leader, so we need to make sure we keep that experience and leadership intact.
When you go through something so serious like this, and you're right, he has done it before, does that work against him, knowing what's ahead and how hard it's going to be?
I think it actually helps him get through. Speaking to Mick yesterday, the last significant injury he had, this one is, in his words, 25% as bad. So from his point of view, he's not saying it's a really bad one in the terms of bad injuries. So he's in a good headspace from that regard. And the rehab's 3 months, so he's going to be back ready to do pre-season from day one. So he's in a really good headspace with that regard. So I think we just give him time to rest and repair and get him involved in some leadership work.
If you're teetering on the 8, do you look to, like, come the business end of the season, you look to try and...
I wouldn't have thought, no. I think with the injury he's got, it's going to be minimum 3 months rehab. I think we back the guys that are there and give him the chance to get back and be fully repaired.
Is it 12 months until he's back playing AFL footy?
No, he's after 3 months he's ready to train and do everything he can do. So when pre-season starts, most likely in November, he'll be ready to do that.
Speaking of pre-season, is there any movement on Rocket's contract?
No talk. I think we're so focused on making sure we get the win-loss ratio back to even keel. So the next 2 weeks is our main focus. We want to make sure we go out there and give a good account of ourselves, especially on the back of the weekend's loss. And if we can win 1 or 2 of the next weeks, then we give ourselves a good chance to charge, I guess, towards finals.
Does it play on the players' minds at all, knowing that he's not necessarily that coach is locked into?
No, not really. I think we're still just past the halfway mark, 10 weeks to go. I think our guys, because they live day to day in a footy season, they've still got their minds in how bad Saturday night was. So we're busily reviewing the game today and preparing again for next weekend against St Kilda. So our guys are in that mode and our coaches are in that mode, and we'll prepare as best we can this week and hopefully do well enough to win on Sunday.
An incident from a couple of weeks ago, but the guy that actually punched Jack Martin appeared in court today. He got fined $800 and 120 hours of community service. Do you think that's fair?
That's for the courts to decide, and they've obviously done that. I think from our point of view, we spoke to Jack about the incident 2 weeks ago. It was dealt with right there and then, and since then Jack's played 2 games with our football club, and we move forward.
Is that something that kind of shook him? Did the club kind of really sit down and have a talk to him?
Yeah, we got obviously a lot of care and support for Jack at the time, and we were worried about him, but once he presented at the club the following Monday and he was healthy and ready to prepare for the game, we sort of just moved forward.
Marcus, is Touk Melly pretty confident he might make a return this week?
Yeah, Touk's really confident will be available to play this weekend, and also Jared Harbrow is available to play this weekend. So while Mick goes out, we've got some experience and some talent to come back in.
Jared must be itching to get back out there and provide something for the team. How's he been?
Yeah, no, we're looking forward to Jared getting back into the team. He's been a great contributor so far this year. He's been in our best 3 or 4 players. So on field, he's been fantastic, and also his leadership down back, we welcome back in.
Did you end up confirming what it was with Touk's ankle? Was it a virus, or what was it actually?
So he was sick the week before, so a late withdrawal from a game 2 weeks ago. Then on the weekend, presented with a sore ankle from his rehab work, so unfortunately didn't want to take any risks with that, but he's back today and fully fit and ready to go.
And anyone else come into contention? Rocket said there could be changes. Is he ready to go?
Yeah, potentially. I think what works against Callum is there was no reserves game on the weekend, so our reserves players didn't get a chance to play. So you'd think Callum might need a week or two in the reserves team. The logical ones are Touk and Jared, but we'll have match committee tomorrow to confirm that.
You mentioned Mickey Barlow's leadership on the field. Obviously, he's a hard inside midfielder, and Touk can play a role in there. But in terms of the leadership style of things, was he like a circuit breaker when you guys had pressure out on the field, and how much that side of things?
Oh, no doubt. I think his leadership's been fantastic this year, and in the heat of the moment and the stress of the situation, Mick's always stood up and provided that for his teammates. But I think Touk's been a great leader as well. He's in our leadership group and done some great things this year, so we welcome him back into the team.